And so there's a lot other, elements that we are focused in on, and the process that we work with our OEMs, that's another differentiator on our side. But that tech piece about being able to remotely update your software and remotely use your service tools with any of the major suppliers through Elevate is, it's a game changer.
Yeah, no, that's huge. That is huge. So, what do you think is the next big trend in IoT for the industrial world?
For sure. So we see two things. We see so one was the thing that happened, in the last 5 years was really getting a lot of that data from the machines up into the cloud using services like we talked about, right? Now it's keeping a lot of that data on the edge as well. And there's smarter components like attachments, components, subsystems that they're going to want to start to share that data because they might have a smart construction yard or a smart scrap yard or smart oil field, and there's edge data that they're going to want to share peer to peer as well as to the cloud. So we're seeing a lot of investment being made there on sensor packs, data sharing, data storing, as well as data back to the cloud, right? So I think that smart edge is really going to increase. The other thing is obviously a lot of news and trends and everything that's happening in the AI space. And our OEMs are aware that this is going to impact our industry. They don't think it's going to be something that's necessarily commercially available in the next few years, but the ones that are looking at 5, 10 years from now go, okay, these AI services, if it's like the Gemini or if it's like the ChatGPT or whatever it is, right? That there are going to be really great services that they're going to be able to plug their data sets into. So what they're thinking is, hey, we have 15 years of service data, historical service data. And if we have all of our machines connected and we're connecting all that machine data and we're feeding that back into whatever the service AI service tool we're going to be using in the future, we're going to start to be able to provide a lot more recommendations out here to our customers. And this is going to be huge because they're saving two massive headwinds. One massive headwind they're facing is an aging workforce. They have a lot of people leaving the industry with all this knowledge about how to prepare and service these machines, and they don't have enough young people coming into the industry to learn that. At the same time, as we spoke about earlier, their machines are getting more complex, more sophisticated, right? And so when this happens, you have a more complex machine, and then you have an aging workforce. This data and these new AI services are going to provide an opportunity for OEMs to offer better service, better tools, ultimately better customer satisfaction to their customers.
Well, that's kind of interesting. I mean, because one of the things I was wondering about is like obviously real-time data is really important to making decisions. If you're constantly like behind the times, like I remember a project I had to do years ago for Transamerica Life Insurance Company, and they would get these flat file insurance data files, and it would take 24 to 48 hours to update. Their
Yep.
system was super slow, and they tasked me to cut that time down. I got it down to about 4 minutes, just by like directly parsing the file. And what happened was the salespeople were able to make better choices about which customers to focus on because they could see where the money was going, where the money was coming in much, much faster. So, how are your solutions helping companies to make more informed choices with real time data?
Yeah. So I'll give you a real basic use case, right? Here's like a real basic one.
All right, so that's great stuff. If you want to see the entire episode, that would be up here. And if you want to see a playlist of all episodes, that would be up here.